What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and I'm joined by the one, the only...
Gersh1.
And welcome back to another episode of For the Greater...
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. Here's what Jim Dighton did. He asks, what hive city would you live in if you could live in any imperial city? And the answer to that is definitely Terra, because obviously...
The most heavily protected.
The better question is, what is the worst planet to live on in Warhammer 40K? And what is your answer?
Hands down, it's got to be that demon world that's like a... What is it, like an obese man, like curled up into a little ball?
Basically, yeah. When Slaanesh was born and she sucked all those crone worlds, there's like something that came out when I did that, and sucked all the crone worlds into the Eye of Terror. One of those crone worlds was the Crying Man planet. I don't know what it's called. We've talked about it. If you check out our 40 facts on the Demon Planet, I don't know who it's devoted to. Who do you think?
I want to say it's Nurgle.
That would make the most sense, right? Like a sick fetal, like... But that would be disgusting walking around and there's a huge cavern and it's like, oh, that's his belly button.
Or even better, the booty hole.
Yeah.
Because that's where I would want to be. I feel like that's like the safest place. Because like, if waste comes out, you can like grab onto like the hairs.
It still rub up against you though.
And that's true, but it's like...
That is the worst place to live.
I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah. I mean, the only other places I would say don't even... Like Catachan, Fenris, I would 10 times more likely... I would want to live there more than this...
Because at least on Fenris, you have like the tribes that can help you out. You've got the freaking space wolves who like have their monastery on there. Catachan, you got the jungle fighters.
Yep.
But yeah, what do you have on this demon world?
Nothing.
Demons.
Yeah.
Poop. Freaking die.
To hold on to people's pubic hairs to survive. But that's what's awesome about 40K. It's disgusting.
Like, who thought about that? You know what would be a good planet? A really big guy.
A really obese guy in the fetal position.
Yeah.
The Warhammer Adventures, the little like kid booklet thing, yeah. That's where they should take them next.
I mean, I could see that happening, and it'll be like a magic school bus.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the pancreas. Miss Frizzle, where are you going?
Yeah.
Or is it Grizzle? Miss Frizzle?
I think it's Frizzle.
Frizzle.
Next question.
Timothy Armstrong. Or Armstrong. Is there any lore about criminal dads that have to go and fight in gladiatorial arenas for their freedom?
Criminal dads?
That's what he says. Criminal dads.
I mean, yeah, technically anybody that gets captured by the Dark Eldar gets placed into...
arena fights.
Yeah, they're arena fights.
If you're talking about more like Primarchy stuff, Angron was a gladiatorial fighter.
On the planet of, what is it? Nublis or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Nublis. Oh, that reminds me of something. Next question comes from Rs273. What music do you guys listen to? So I'm just going to tell you right now that the video or the song that plays at the end of every one of our videos, because you guys ask this every single time and we respond every single time, but you guys continue to ask. Down in the description, there's a SoundCloud link that takes you to the artist's SoundCloud page. His name is Municipal Vice. He's a DJ, and he creates some badass tracks. He actually just created something new. So that's the type of music that I listen to. What is it called?
Like trance, progressive?
No, it's not. It's like... It's
classical.
Something... Or what? Say what you are, because it's not my thing. Tell us what you like.
Buy me some time, Sound.
Yeah, buy me some time. Real
well, back in the day, I didn't really have a choice as to what I listened to. It was basically whatever my parents had on, which was a lot of 80s and then a lot of like Mexican music, like banda and stuff like that. Growing up to the middle school era was when I bought my very first CD. And it was a big deal because my very first CD was the Eminem show. So that's when I got introduced to Eminem, hip hop, and then throughout pretty much all of middle school, that's when I started to get more into hip hop. Once high school came around, my horizons broadened up a little bit more, but still it was a lot of like My Chemical Romance, System of a Down. And nowadays, I basically listen to a little bit of everything. Classical, dance, ASMR. But yeah, a little bit of everything nowadays.
Yeah, that's what everybody...
Was that enough time?
That was enough time. So so the genre that I most often listen to is lo-fi hip-hop.
Lo-fi hip-hop.
Yeah, that's their little thing. But yeah, thanks for asking that.
The Rude Sandstorm?
The Rude Sandstorm, there you go. Next question. I have one from Jim Dayton. Can you join my killer clown cult?
I mean, if it was a posse, I could see us joining, but if it's a cult...
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't like the whole, like, clown stuff. That really got to me when it was going around during Halloween last year, where, like, kids were dressing up as, like...
Was that last year or two years ago?
I think it was last year, because that movie came out a year ago. It came out a year ago.
Did it?
Yeah, and here in America, what was happening is kids would dress up as clowns.
Not just kids, like straight up men.
Yeah. Or women.
Or women.
But they would dress up as clowns. They would usually hang out around schools with like fake machetes or real machetes, like they did it here, and they would chase people, just scare them off. This is the most ridiculous thing you can do. Like, you're just asking to get hurt. They're lucky nobody ran anybody over.
That we know of.
That we know of. Anyways. So that's a no for me, bro. Next question.
This one's by 11111. Do we know that the Emperor really hates Xenos, but what about the Chaos Forces? Do they accept Xenos into their armies? Do they follow the same Chaos gods?
Yes. So the Chaos God, specifically the Thousand Sons, they have Xenogorts, goats, I don't know what they're called. Zangors, there you go. They are a unique Xeno species, and yeah.
Beastmen, would that also kind of fall into Xeno? Well, they're like abhumans.
Yeah, but they're abhumans, yeah. But still. I mean, there's chaos everything, really, though.
Yeah.
Well, except for the things that aren't. But yeah.
There's chaos everything, except the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
This one's also by 11111. What happened to the people with mental disorders in the Imperium? Will they be considered mutants? How will they react if chaos tried to influence them? I imagine demons trying to possess a schizophrenic, and with the whole voices in his head, could be Korn speaking.
So here's the thing about most of the Imperium. It's kind of backwards in terms of their acceptance of, like, or of their knowledge of things like that. Because the Imperium is really just a war machine, they care for people to either work in the manufactorums, producing, weapons, or out on the battlefield. So if you are, like, a schizophrenic or something like that, more than likely, they're going to put you in a position where, like, all you can do is work. Imagine, like, an insane asylum where everybody is, like, forced to work all day and only have, like, a couple hours of sleep. That's kind of what the Imperium is.
Yeah, which things like that were actually happening during, like, wartime, such as World War II. I believe Germany had, like, camps that were just strictly to, like, eradicate anybody with disorders. It goes on with, like, the war type of mentality like you're talking about. They're just a war machine looking for able-bodied people or able-minded, soldiers so they could get the job done in whatever type of position that they're in.
Yeah, and and Chaos would use them as, like, hosts. Especially if they are, like, super out there, and they have psychic powers. That's how, like, a demon would come out and all that kind of stuff. Scary. Very scary.
DeFool06. Are there any moments in your entire Warhammer 30K and 40K lore that made you shed just a single man tear? Not that I can think of. Like, there are some, like, epic moments, and there's, like, some moments where, like, damn, that really sucks. But, like, I guess the closest thing would have to be the whole Sanguinius giving his life, fighting against his ex-best friend, Horus, on his flagship. And that chink in the armor that he made was the whole reason why the Emperor was able to kill Horus.
Yeah. Definitely the saddest moments are Primarch moments, when Perturabo realizes that Fulgrim was just there to kill him.
Ferris? Or... Oh, you're talking about, like, when he was ascending into a demon?
Mm-hmm. Yep. When Ferris Manus and Fulgrim fought, and he was decapitated.
Yeah.
All those moments are like, oh, that was sad.
And it's like, it's not even Fulgrim doing it, it was like the demon in possession of him. So he's basically locked in his mind, just looking at, you know, being your best friend being decapitated by what he thinks is you, but it's not actually you.
Yeah, so he died believing that you betrayed him.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. The eradication of all the what are they called? The guys from the Unification War, Thunder Warriors. So like when the Emperor sent the last of the Thunder Warriors to this like enclave or whatever to destroy it, they went ahead and they did that, and then afterwards they realized that the Emperor and the Imperium was going to bombard the area and kill off all of the Thunder Warriors. A couple escaped, but like that's messed up to be like, these are the people that I was fighting for. This is my father, and now he's killing me.
The whole Isvan massacre, where it's like you're fighting brother against brother, and then you think you have reinforcements coming, only to see them turn on you and just mow down everybody.
Especially if you're a loyalist traitor, or a loyalist in a traitor faction, and you survive to the Isvan atrocity, or the Isvan drop site massacre. Yeah. Then you realize, like, oh shit, we're killing people that we like. Oh shit, these guys are killing me now, and that's like, oh.
Yeah, especially if you're in a position of Vulcan, having to. I think they got like a freaking like orbital bombardment called down on him, and like he survived it, and then he sees the devastation, and knowing there's no help coming. And Corvus Corax was also a part of this. And there's like a epic battle where like he's fighting to go up at the top of a mountain because there's literally nowhere else for him to go. And it's like they're ready to just like charge the enemy and die fighting. That's when freaking Raven, what are they called? Raven Thunderhawk gunships?
Yeah. Just
come down and just like save them. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is like a man tier of like, yeah, he survived, but he was ready to die. That was a good question.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Kyle Nowak. Can you guys explain how orcs brew beer from squigs? So a squig is part fungus, part not fungus. So what you do is you take a squig, you remove the spiny bits first, and then after that you peel back the skin, chop it up into small little cubes that you could put into like a mason jar. And then once you have a mason jar, you put the cubes in there, you put 2 cloves of garlic, and then you put some black peppercorn seeds for like a nice crunch. And then what you do is you just fill it up with water, and then you let it sit there for a couple days. It's going to ferment. The longer it ferments, the better the squig alcohol juice thingy. And then afterwards, you could actually take little chunks of the squig and like bite them like pickles, or eat them like pickles. Huh. Got my mouth watering already. Next question.
We already did that one. Never mind.
Oh, I have one from D-Sun. Why don't the Imperium use clones like in Star Wars?
Oh, clones.
Clones.
They said cologne.
Clones. So they don't use clones because that is against the Imperial Creed or the Imperial Truth. Basically, the Emperor didn't want people cloning other people. It's against the law.
You can make an army with it. There's a lot that can go wrong. Mutants can come out of it. But I think the AdMech uses clones, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Similar but different.
Yeah. Because they kind of lobotomize those clones and turn them into servitors.
Yeah, which I mean, you don't really need an able clone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We have a Patreon. $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If not, liking, commenting, and sharing helps out the channel. D&D is life now, guys.
Yeah.
It's Gershwin.
Sun Alchemist.